Hey guys, welcome back to WatchGauge. Now I have a question for you. Have you ever had your eye on a watch or saw a watch in a magazine or online, but then when you saw it in person, you were blown away? Yeah, you probably have. I have too, more than a handful of times. That is exactly what this video is about, as well as our brand new brand here on WatchGauge. So let's take a quick peek at my wrist and we'll see what we're talking about. The newest brand on WatchGauge is Balticus. I've had my eye on Balticus for quite some time. The brand owner, whose name I know I'm gonna mess up, Bartosz is from Poland. The brand's from Poland. Bartosz and I have been in contact for many months on Facebook and through the watch groups and things like that, and he knows that I like his watches. And we finally connected to the point where I said, you know what, send me a couple of pieces. I really want to see them in person because I think they'd be a great fit for WatchGauge. So just before Christmas time, I get this box of 5 watches. On this particular day, Harrison, who many of you know who share my office with me, Harrison was here, I was here, the box came, and he said, gee, what's that? I said, oh, I think those are the new Balticus watches that I'm getting in. So we proceed to cut open the box, we pull out our first watch box, and the words that came out of our mouth, I can't exactly repeat right here, but it was on the lines of holy cow. The watches are spectacular. Each and every watch box we opened up, we were more and more impressed. I took a couple of rotating videos of the watches that I do have here in stock. So before I ramble on any longer, why don't you take a look at these awesome watches. Now the watches that you're looking at are part of the Gray Seal collection. It's got a compressor style case and is offered in both stainless steel as well as bronze. And the stainless steel pieces have a sapphire crystal case back, where the bronze pieces have a closed case back with a beautifully embossed emblem on the back. Each and every watch is individually numbered, and in the stainless steel we've got the beautiful gray gradient that goes from black on the top down to white on the bottom. And my personal favorite is the Gray Seal blue, which goes from a dark blue on the top down to white on the bottom. And the Gray Seal bronze comes in a gray version, again going from the black on the top down to white on the bottom with a beautiful gradient. The case dimensions are 44 millimeters in diameter, but it's surprisingly thin at 12.5 millimeters thick and a 22 millimeter lug width. And as I mentioned, it has a compressor style case, which basically means that there are 2 crowns. In this particular case, there's a crown at 2 o'clock and one at 4 o'clock. The crown at 4 o'clock operates the winding, the setting of the date, and the setting of the time, where the crown at 2 o'clock rotates the internal rotating bezel. As you would guess, it has sapphire crystal, and the water resistance is 200 meters. And finally, powering the Balticus Gray Seal watches is the Miyota 9015 with a 42-hour power reserve. Now, one of the watches that really caught my eye when it was first introduced by Balticus is the Gray Seal Wave. As many of you know, I love the water. I love scuba diving, I love surfing and fishing and all that stuff. It's got a wave on the dial that is in super luminova. So at night, or when the lights go out, that wave pops off the dial in super luminova. Now, I'm not gonna lie, the Gray Seal is easily one of my favorite micro brand watches I've ever seen. I am super excited to be carrying them here on WatchGauge. I'm super excited to own one myself. And I know they're gonna be an enormous hit both with you guys as well as the rest of my WatchGauge clients. The other collection I want to feature is the Stardust. Now, I've read some things online, people commenting that it's sort of an homage to the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak. In my opinion, the Stardust much more reminds me of the Vacheron Constantin Overseas, although I think it's different enough certainly to not be considered a true homage. It's got that Gerald Genta feel with the integrated bracelet and the lack of any traditional lugs. Very reminiscent of, yes, you could say the Royal Oak, but also the Vacheron Constantine overseas. And the one thing that really stands out to me on this watch is the dial, giving the collection its name, the Stardust. Now the dial itself is like a gloss black, but it has dustings of what I believe to be gold. No matter what environment you're in, when you move this watch around, that dial sparkles and it dances. Those little specks just pick up all different types of light. And whether you're inside or outdoors, totally changes the look of the dial of this watch. And this is a piece that I can confidently say would fit in almost any collection. You know, sometimes, guys, when I do these videos, I kind of feel like I'm doing almost like an infomercial, you know? And I'm not a salesy guy. I'm not a salesy individual who likes to sound like I'm always selling, because that's not my purpose. That's not my cause. I get very excited about the brands that I bring on to WatchGauge, the watches that I get for myself and that I'm offering to you guys. So please don't take it any other way, because in this case, I am truly, truly excited. Balticus is one of those brands that I liked the look of, I liked the story. Then when I finally got them in my hands, blown away. They far exceeded my expectations. This brand has recently become one of my favorite micro brands. As we kick off 2019, we do it with Balticus. I have more brands coming up over the next 2 or 3 weeks. Super excited about those as well. WatchGauge continues to grow. Our first year of business is behind us. The future is looking great. I appreciate you guys following along, buying watches, subscribing to this channel if you haven't already, do so, following us on Facebook, commenting and liking, and following us on Instagram. We've got a lot of cool new things coming up in store for you, so stay tuned. Jump on WatchGauge.com, check out the Balticus watches, and we will get back to you guys very soon. Cheers.